All right. What's going? Oh, are you the? You called me yesterday evening.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. If you want to come by, I'm here.
All right, cool. I'll head over right now.
All right. Thanks. All right. There we go. Oh gosh, the camera. I hate that, man. Come on. Heck, heck, heck. I wonder if you can be. Wonder if you can hear me. Deactivate. Activate. Ah, no, it was active. It was just pointed in the wrong direction. There we go. How we ours. There we go. Hi, hi, hi. All right. If you've never been here before, my name is Chris, and I'm here to waste time. All right. If you've never been here before, you found an IT guy who's usually here 3 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. 10 a.m. is usually what time. If you want a technical conversation, you can say hi at the YouTube channel at South Bay Tech Gurus, or give me a phone call at 855-434-8787 and give me some company. Looks like it's Wednesday at around 10 a.m. And let's see what's in the news. Give me a phone call. Ask me some questions. Yes, let's have a conversation. The only thing I won't talk about is politics. 855-434-8787. Kind of noisy. Let's close that door, huh? There we go. All right, let's see here. 310. I have to text myself something here. All right. Okay, let's see what's up for tech, huh? Let's see here. I had to text myself an article I wanted to read later, obviously. It's not related to what I want to talk about out loud. So there we are. Mother opens up about being virtual. Oh, I gotta talk about that crap. Let's see here. An Arizona utility company just lost an appeals court for price gouging rooftop solar customers. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I think that's valid. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to say, yeah, take the cookies, but it won't give me the cookies. Come on. All right, let's try this. A federal appeals court yesterday ruled that Arizona utility saltwater project, which services most of Phoenix metropolitan area, can be held liable for violating antitrust laws because it charged customers who own rooftop solar panels higher electricity rates. A three-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals unanimously ruled that I just lost myself. I lost my place here. Unanimously ruled that, according to Tucson.com, there's sufficient evidence that could show the price structure was designed to deter the competitive threat of solar energy systems and to force customers to exclusivity purchase electricity from Salt River Project. The case will go back to a trial judge who will determine what the damages are to Salt River Project rooftop solar customers. How long is this article here? Salt River Project used to offer a net metering system that gave rooftop solar owners credit for excess power they generated, but in 2014 the utility adopted a new pricing plan. That said, solar consumers will still need to be hooked up to the utility for times when the solar is not available and can be charged up to 65% more under prior plans than under prior plans, yet at the same time rates for non-solar customers went up to 3.9%. You know what? I'm just going to copy this article. This is not terribly related to what I usually talk about, but it's kind of interesting if you like technology. And of course, it's a legal issue. I don't have a law experience, so I can't really have a legal argument about what's going on there. But anyway, give me a call. Give me a real conversation. 855-434-8787. I'm actually going to copy this. Copy URL. And go to YouTube and say hi there. Let's see here. Did it work? Yes, it worked. The link was not too long. Anyway, how are you? Well, how are you spending your day? It is Wednesday. Yeah. If you don't show up and give me some company, I only call this a 10 or 20 minute visit. 855-434-8787. Give me a phone call. Show up in the YouTube chat or say hi there. And say hi there. All right, let's see what else is going on. Just don't have that much going on. This is a very slow time of the year for me anyway. So I just don't have that much to show off today. Let's see here. Apple's Face ID with a mask works so well it might end password purgatory. Interesting. How does that work since a mask is so, I guess you could call arbitrary? I mean, it's such a vague thing that moves all the time. Your face. Interesting. Let's try this. Apple's Face ID with a mask works so well it might end password purgatory. All right. Nearly 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, Apple has made FaceTime. Excuse me. Face ID useful again in iOS 15.4 by finally adding the ability to use the face unlock feature while wearing a face mask. All right. I've been testing it out with the new iOS 15.4 beta for a few days, and I've been pleasantly surprised at how well it works. Instead of mashing in a 6-digit passcode a dozen times, however, I leave that. Okay, what? Surprised at how well Face ID works with a mask, in addition to simply enjoying being able to use my iPhone the way it was originally intended to work, instead of mashing in a 6-digit passcode a dozen times whenever I leave the house. There we are. All right. Face ID versus Touch ID fingerprint sensor debate had been a conversation long before COVID-19 and the new norm of almost constantly wearing a face mask when out in public settings or travel on business, trains, or planes. Did you have to really drag that sentence out? Public. You just encompassed all public spaces. Do you really need to add the details of planes, trains, and automobiles? But while masks are a great tool for preventing the spread of diseases, they're a big hindrance in allowing facial recognition tools like Face ID to work in unlocking your phone, given that they block half your face. There you go. God, some of these writers, I mean, I have dyslexia pretty bad, but some of these authors, I wonder if they're straight out of 6th grade. Jesus. I mean, I'm ironically a decent author. I can write. Grammar in some of these articles is just stupid. How did they get journalism jobs? Where was I? iOS 14.5. Where was I? Okay, let's try this. Is this where I was? Yeah, deal with it. I'm dyslexic. I get lost a lot. iOS 15.4, though, aims to fix that by simply making Face ID work when wearing a mask, zeroing in on details on the top portion of people's faces to identify them correctly. Unlock really, did you really need to drag that sentence out? That's more words than needed. Identify them correctly, period. Not and unlock the phone. That's a waste of it. Never mind. Stop adding words that aren't needed. All right. It's not Apple's first attempt at solving the Face ID mask issue. In 13.5, you were wearing a mask. If you were wearing a mask and show the password prompt more quickly, and the company added a feature for automatically unlocking your phone when wearing an Apple Watch in last year's iOS 14.5. But the new Face ID mask support is a much more streamlined solution that has the benefit of not requiring the purchase of additional Apple hardware. A more streamlined solution for Face ID while wearing a mask. I hate to be a grammar cop, but man, you can't write, man. Jeez. Apple really wants to make sure that the customers know that it's adding the new Face ID option after installing iOS 15.4, at least in its current beta form. The first thing you will see is a splash screen asking if you'd like to enable Face ID with a mask. Setting it up is relatively simple, although you'll have to re-register your face, presumably so Apple can dial in even further details around your eyes. I kind of wonder how that works. I mean, is it technically less secure because you have half the face to work with? Or do they increase the same number of points of interest on your face, like increasing the resolution? Do you have the same number of points that it looks at the top half of your face instead of just turning off the ones on the bottom? I'm interested. I don't know. Once you've done that, the Face ID with a mask, for the most part, works really well, which is to say that it works for unlocking your phone when you look at it, even when wearing a cloth face mask or substantial N95. And what they also don't say here, I mean, most people have a hodgepodge of collected masks. And obviously, if you have, like, even the same model and brand, they're going to be very different because it's a piece of cloth. Does it basically give up the second half of your face? I mean, if the top half of the mask above my nose is a different color, does that affect it? I mean, does it pay attention to color, or is it strictly the shape? Is it a three-dimensional scan? Does it pay attention to, I mean, if I'm wearing makeup one day, do girls have that problem? Guess it doesn't matter these days whether you're a guy or a girl with their makeup, whatever. There are a few weird quirks, though. If you're using a mask if you're using Face ID with a mask and wear glasses, Apple now asks you to make a baseline scan with each pair of glasses that you own. And when it's switched to a different unregistered pair of glasses, Face ID didn't work when I was wearing a mask. Face ID with a mask also doesn't work with sunglasses. So it needs your eyes, or that part of the face. Yeah, they don't really explain in detail what they do with the second half of your face. Do you lose the resolution? I mean, do you keep the same resolution, or take the scanners that would normally scan the bottom half of your face and double the resolution by only paying attention to the top half? I don't know if I'm articulate enough to explain what I just thought. Other fails I ran into were when you covered too much of your forehead, like when I pulled down a beanie with ear flaps that covered most of my head. But I didn't have I did have some impressive successes too, wearing full ski gear of a knit hat full mask and goggles, albeit an unusually transparent pair of goggles, was still enough for Face ID to work and unlock my phone. I wonder if this makes it less secure. Seems like it. If you're telling basically to work less hard, or am I right about the double resolution? I don't know. The flip side, of course, is that Apple does warn the Face ID that Face ID with a mask is less accurate than regular Face ID, as Apple notes. Face ID is more accurate when you set it up for full face recognition to use Face ID while wearing a mask. iPhone can recognize the unique features around the eye to authenticate. How much less accurate Face ID is when wearing a mask, though, is harder to tell, but it's worth keeping in mind that you might run into some missed locks when using this feature. Still, the sheer convenience of being able to quickly unlock my phone without taking off the mask or entering in my password over and over again is well worth the occasional failed unlock, and it's especially helpful for streamlining Apple Pay for things like paying for the New York subway instead of awkwardly fidgeting with the passcode during a hectic rush hour crowd. iOS 15.4 is still in public beta, so the usual caveats are about running unfinished beta software on your main device still apply, and it's entirely possible that Apple will hold Face ID mask support for a future update if it's not happy with the way things are working now. But hopefully, Apple will broadly release iOS 15.4 and the crucial new Face ID feature to the masses in the coming weeks. Hi, come on in. Are you the one that just called me a minute ago?
Yeah.
Hi. All right. So let's see. It's an Apple.
MacBook Pro,
Yeah. What year?
2018,
Oh, okay.
I believe. So I think the
We're not sure. Let's see here.
the logic board.
So it doesn't work because the logic board
I think so.
in it. You said it just randomly kind of stopped working.
Yeah.
It wasn't damaged by droppage or.
None of that. No water damage. I was just working on it,
Right.
and it just turned off, and then I was like, "What the hell?" But it turned right back on with the Apple logo,
Yeah.
and then I stopped looking at it for a second. I looked back at it, and nothing.
Right. Got it. Okay. So. Let me call my guy. And let's see here. There we go. Hi, this is Chris with South Bay Tech Gurus, and I have a quick and easy question. I got a customer who, I guess the logic board on a 2018 is toast, and he just wants his data, or do you want a fixed machine? Or do you have to fix the machine to get the data? I think it's a 2018 MacBook Pro. Okay, so he says it just stopped working. There's no physical or liquid damage. Okay, what are the chances the data is okay? Okay, so worst case scenario, they can't get your data, but they could likely fix your machine. Would you be okay with that?
I'd rather have the data.
Right, obviously, but they can't promise it. Because if the data is compromised, then it could be gone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh. Got it. Okay, so actually, you're either going to be able to fix it, and the data will likely be available, or... Got it. Okay. Okay, so the chances are high. And of course, if I send it to them, they can always... So basically, I'm going to charge... If you want me to go with this, I'm going to charge you for shipping, and then only for the repair if it's repairable, because they'll notify me if it's not repairable.
Okay. Do you have like an ETA or not
I-
ETA? ET like estimated.
Yeah, about yeah. Do you have a vague estimate for the repair? All right. Got it. All right. Oh, okay. So currently only about a week. Got it. Okay. Cool. Thank you. All right. Yeah, about $600 or $700.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's way less than your $3,000 quote.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
And what they were probably doing is probably the same thing I'm doing.
Mhm.
They're just going to have potentially even my same source do the work and make $2,000 off of you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know about. I feel like they've got their own thing.
Well, they might, because this has what's called an SSD, which means it's just a circuit board. It's a totally different thing than a mechanical drive from just a decade ago, where that was the common way to do it. So, yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to take your information. They might ask me for your password. Do you care if they know it?
No, it's.
Why don't you write it down? Name, number, and that password. Here. You see each individual label right there? Yeah. Cool. So I'll give you an ETA. Well, I'll give you an update as soon as they get it in their hands, because they usually take about a day or two to actually get their hands on it.
You might email it too.
Sure. But that's your cell phone?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll get this shipped out today, and yeah, they usually get it in 2 or 3 days. Cool. All right. That's the password, the 42?
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, cool. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. I can use your email if you want. I can give you like some sort of paper or some sort of paper trail, so you know what it's here. It'll come off as a what's it called? Estimate. Let's see here. Invoices.
Have you been doing this for a while?
I've been self-employed for about 8 years. Yeah. Most of the work is house calls.
What type of work is it?
Mostly desktop support, but a lot of like expanding the Wi-Fi, figuring out why something's not working. A
Yeah.
lot of configuration, a lot of first-time setup, a lot of moving data from old hardware to new.
Yeah.
That's the bulk of it.
It's probably a good place to be in to do that.
Well, actually, the repair business for a beach community like this is probably not. I had a direct competitor that went south. They couldn't hang in the neighborhood. So it's hit and miss. The house
Yeah.
calls are good, but people don't generally bring me repair hardware. It's a different market because my shop was down in Redondo. That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add estimate. Actually, let's do this. Create customer. Here, you want to fill that out? I can do it if you want. I cover the whole South Bay, so this is a slower time of the year. Usually the summer's booming.
Are you from this area?
Yeah, Redondo.
I'm gonna leave my address out of there.
Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah. You're Jonathan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Add estimates. Add a line item. There's custom. Add for all right. Can I? No, there we go. Multiple, no. There we are. So it's in your email.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
1 week.
About, yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. There you go. I'm going to take off for the day. Thank you for showing up. And there you go. 3 days a week, 10 a.m. Say hi to an IT guy. Give me a phone call at 855-434-8787. Show up in the YouTube chat. Say hi there. South Bay.